This week's Weird Science takes us to snow. Let's do some measuring of snow, and when it melts, what happens? We're just using a scoop and a jar. And what you're going to want to find is a jar that's pretty evenly on all sides. So you'll notice how it kind of gets a little skinnier at the top. I'm not going to fill it that high. I'm going to fill it where it's even, going all the way up so my measurements are accurate. Fill it on up. So I went ahead and I filled up the snow. I didn't smash it into the jar. I just kind of filled it lightly. And we will take it inside and stand it on our kitchen counter and do some measuring. And now that I'm back in my workshop, time to get my ruler out. And I'm measuring to the top of the jar where it first kind of starts to bulge in, because I want it to be as even as possible. And I am finding it to be 5 inches. We will come back in an hour and see the results of what happens indoors with the snow. Obviously it's going to melt, but we're going to take more measurements as time progresses. And an hour later, and we are back. And I'd like you to notice that now we have about 1 inch and almost a quarter of water now. The snow itself has gotten down to below 4 inches, and there we have some progress. So what's happening here? We started at 5 inches and we're reducing. Stay tuned. Before you go, I wanted to be sure to share some books that you can find in the library that help explore more about snow. Now, this week's Weird Science Week really measured snow melt, and when you discovered with the jar, the clear jar that we captured our snow, it looked like a lot of snow, right? And then as time passed and we had snow melt happen, we saw something happening, didn't we? So other things you can do while you're exploring snow are just what we found with Snowflake Bentley. Now this was someone who had discovered how each snowflake has its own individual design, and I really invite you to check this book out, Snowflake Bentley, which will help us to also explore a little further about snow. Of course, can't go without looking at other books about snow, The Story of Snow, and for fun, It Is Snowing, Weather Words, and of course, an eyewitness book about weather. Friends, there's so many things to discover here at the library, and you can learn so much about things all around our world in weird science. Thank you so much for taking time to explore snow melt this week with us for Weird Science, and I can't wait to hear all about what you discover. You know, maybe you could go a step further. Besides measuring the snow melt, you could also maybe put a thermometer inside the jar and measure what the temperature rate might be. Oh my goodness, there's so many things to explore about the world around us. You just got to get out there and explore and discover. Take care. After you've tried out the snow melt experiment or any other experiment with Weird Science, share at our Instagram page at Manlius Library, #Miss Wendy.